So for this week's edition of Devotions, I have one that is not familiar to people that live mostly in the United States or outside of a handful of countries, and that is the devotion to Maria Bambina, or the Baby Mary. So without further ado, let's get into this, because this is an interesting devotion, and it may be fruitful for you if it speaks to you personally. The Italian words Maria Bambina mean Baby Mary. Although the holy childhood of the Blessed Virgin under the image of Our Lady as an infant is honored in Mexico, Poland, and Italy, relatively few Catholics in the United States know of this devotion. Several saints, including St. John Eudes, St. Joseph Cupertino, and Padre St. Pio, love to contemplate the Blessed Mother as a baby. Reflecting on our Blessed Mother as an infant and child will enrich your love and devotion to her as it did for these saints. As the perfect disciple of our blessed Lord, Our Lady imitated our Lord in all of his virtues. She imitated in advance the virtues of our Lord's holy childhood. The image was modeled in wax in 1730 by Sister Isabella Chiari Fornari, superior of the Poor Clares Sisters in Todi, Italy. Life-size waxen image of both the infant Jesus and the infant Mary were widely venerated during the Counter-Reformation of the 16th century. Bishop Alberico Simonetta brought the waxen image of Maria Bambina to Milan on his return to his native town in 1738. A year or so after his death, the Capuchin sisters of the monastery of St. Maria degli Angeli obtained from his brother the original Maria Bambina. These sisters were entrusted with the image because they were dedicated to the education of the youth and to the teaching of Catholic doctrine. The Capuchin sisters soon became fervent devotees of the mystery of the Nativity of Mary. During the suppression of religious congregations under Emperor Joseph II and Napoleon in 1810, the image was in custody of Sister Barbara Viazzoli, the last Capuchin sister who had the image in her keeping. She took it with her to the ex-monastery of the Canonici Lateranensi in Via del Annunziato, where some sisters lived together in private. Upon her death, it was given to the pastor of St. Marco Church, Father Luigi Bossiccio, who in turn entrusted it to Mother Superior Teresa Bossio of the Sisters of Charity at the Sicily Hospital in 1842. On April 24, 1876, the waxen image was brought to its current location at the Mother House of the Sisters of Charity. During this time, devotion to Maria Bambina was mostly limited to the sisters and novices within the religious community. The image was usually exposed in the novitiate and moved to the chapel only on the Nativity of Mary, September 8th on the traditional calendar, and during the octave, the 8-day period of observance, including the feast day and the 7 following days. Time and events left their mark on the wax. The face became discolored and unattractive, so much so that it was more likely to extinguish devotion than to awaken it. It was then removed from the novitiate and was placed in a large chest of drawers. Each year it was taken from a chest of drawers and brought to the chapel and displayed only on the Nativity of Mary and during the octave. Beginning on September 9, 1884, Maria Bambina rewarded those who had devotion to her. Sister Josephine Woniowicz was bedridden and in unbearable pain due to paralysis of her arms and feet. On the 8th of September, she begged the Mother General Nazari to bring the image of Maria Bambina to the infirmary to remain near her overnight. The following morning, Mother General was inspired to take Maria Bambina, so old and worn and gray, to the other 6 sisters in the infirmary so that they could venerate Our Lady's image. In the infirmary was a devout novice, Julia Macario, who was unable to move because of her serious illness. With ardent faith, she took the likeness of the child Mary into her arms and tenderly pleaded with Maria for the grace to regain her health. Immediately, she was miraculously cured. After this miracle, the venerated simulacrum was kept in Mother General Nazari's room. On October 18, 1884, the feast of the Motherhood of Mary, Maria Bambina, dressed anew and placed in a beautiful cradle, was carried in a solemn manner and placed between 2 candelabra in a room on the first floor as its provincial chapel. There the sisters would stop to spend time in prayer on the single bench provided. In the following months, Sister Crocifissa Mismeti and Sister Giuseppa Wojnowicz were miraculously cured through the intercession of Maria Bambina. Many graces and miracles were came from devotion to Maria Bambina. Sister Joseph Voinovich, the sister who originally had asked the Mother General to bring the baby Mary to the infirmary, also recovered. That is why these Sisters of Charity have become known as the Sisters of Maria Bambina. On January 16, 1885, the sisters started noticing an amazing transformation in the image of Maria Bambina, which changed from the former dull yellow and gray color to warm flesh hues, while its features were becoming so lovely as to make it look like the face of a living baby. From the preface of a booklet published, one comes to know that the Santa Madonnina, an affectionate diminutive meaning, Little Madonna, was famous in the city, and the whole crowds hastened to the picture to venerate the childhood of the Blessed Virgin Mother and obtain from her extraordinary graces. The same image of Maria Bambina is the one venerated today at the Mother House in Milan. On September 8th, a major feast day, 1888, Mother General Clementina Lachmann carried Maria Bambina to the new chapel. Mother General Nazari died in January 1888 without seeing the completion of the chapel she had in mind. Though it was to be a real shrine, the Archbishop of Milan was concerned that pilgrims visiting the chapel were not suited to the sisters' retired style of life. However, Maria Bambina had jealously desired to be inside the Mother House. The chapel was then open to the public every day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for people who came from afar to venerate the image. On May 31, 1901, the image was solemnly crowned by Cardinal Ferrari, and on September 9, 1909, Mother Superior Ghezzi obtained from St. Pope Pius X that a plenary indulgence should be gained on September 8th in all the chapels of the Sisters of Charity. In subsequent years, on an arch-confraternity of Maria Bambina and the League of the Innocent was founded. It became the custom to give newly married couples a small wax image of Maria Bambina as a wedding gift. The devotion to Maria Bambina spread from the Milan area to the whole of Italy. During the Second World War, on October 24, 1942, the Mother House was hit by incendiary devices. In February 1942, Mother General Reali had the image carried to a safe place on Via Maginaccio. During the days of August 15th and 16th, 1943, with the constant bombardment, the shrine and Mother House fell into ruins. However, the destruction of the shrine did not deter the sisters and the people of Milan from celebrating the feast of the Nativity of Mary on the ruins. On September 4th, 1945, Maria Bambina was returned to Milan. After a 3-day celebration in her honor at a nearby chapel of the Visitation, she was provisionally installed in a chapel in the Home for the Sick at Via Mercalli, which functioned as a temporary mother house, while the current mother house was under construction. On November 8, 1953, she was taken to the new shrine, and on November 21, 1953, the new shrine was consecrated by Cardinal Schuster. Each year on the Feast of the Nativity of Mary, the sisters touch small pieces of cotton to the miraculous image. These pieces of cotton are then distributed as sacramentals to those who have a devotion to Maria Bambina. Okay, so that all having been said, that's the background on this devotion. But so what does the devotion actually look like? Well, there is a novena to Maria Bambina that starts on August 31st. So me putting this up for you with about 3 weeks head time is good. It has, I'm not going to read you all these prayers, but it involves the saying of the Hail Mary or the Ave with, you say it once, and then there's another prayer you say, followed by another Ave, and then another prayer, and then another Ave, another prayer, another Ave, another prayer, so on. And then there's a main prayer, and this is all approved it was approved on the 31st of August, 1931, so it bears an imprimatur, preconciliar imprimatur. I will try to remember to post a link to all of this, or the prayers itself, probably a link, honestly, to the article that has the best devotion outline for it, which it comes from Tradition in Action. So I will try to post that link on the sources blog. If I don't, remind me in the comments, and I'll fix that as soon as this is uploaded. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful. I think in our times we need more devotions to Our Lady, for it is devotions to Our Lady lead to greater devotion to our Lord. That is an entirely Catholic thing to believe and to live. Anyway, I hope you have a blessed Saturday.